We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. I'd like to call to order this meeting of April 22nd, 2020. It is 10 o'clock. All three county commissioners are present, and we'll begin with consent and approval with Colleen stepping in today for Renetta.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
We have 24 exoneration listings for $6,041.96. We have vouchers, General County, $84,516.75. Coal severance, $23.40. Magistrate Court, $259.20. 911, $1,063.55. Mason-Dixon Park, $70. Assessor's valuation, $1,551.50. We have purchasing card vouchers, General County, for $43,119.37. 911, $139.53. Home confinement, $6,515.74. Assessor's valuation, $95.45. For a voucher total of $137,354.49. We have budget revisions. We have in-house budget revisions for County Commission, Civil Process, and Day Report Center. And then we also have state approval for County Commission, Ag Agent, state grants, juvenile detention, and social services. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities, the Board of Zoning Appeals, Mon County Planning Commission, Mon County Development Authority, Camp Muffley Advisory Board, Abandoned and Dilapidated Enforcement Agency, Mason-Dixon Park Advisory Board, Region 6 Planning and Development Council, Historic Landmarks Commission, the Mountaineer Trail Network Authority. And for Fiduciary Matters, we have fiduciary orders for April 22nd. We have a first quarter file status report for George Armistead and Matthew Gutta, and then we also have a corrected file status for the fourth quarter 2019 for Matthew Gutta.
Move for approval with discussion.
Second.
The budget revisions that are noted there, the in-house ones are moving money from fund to fund, so those aren't nothing that's of interest there. With the general fund, the county commission budget is moving $47,300 from contingencies from multiple accounts. Ag Agent is deposit of $157 reimbursement check. State grants is deposit and allocate grant checks. Juvenile detention is deposit and allocate reimbursement of payroll costs, deposit costs. And social services is funding of COVID-related programs from $15,000 from contingency. So just wanted to note what those budget changes were for the public.
Okay. Any other discussion? It's been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I don't see that we have anybody to introduce or any new employees, but we'll just, Carrie, do you have anybody? Okay, just to check. We are now open for comments from the public. We have a rather sparse crowd today, so we will close now. Comments from the public. Colleen, do you have grants?
I do, and this is just to be read into the record. These are requests for requests for reimbursements for the Governor's Highway Safety Program. Due to the time constrictions, I had to sign them. The first one is for Safe Communities, and it's in the amount of $578.66. The second one is Click It or Ticket in the amount of $3,189.48. And then the final one is Impaired Driving in the amount of $2,751.08.
Move for approval.
Second.
Properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, correspondence. First is notice of approval of the levy estimate budget from the West Virginia State Auditor's Office.
That's essentially approval of our budget, our fiscal year 21 budget.
Okay.
Good. Second is a letter and check received from Governor Jim Justice regarding the COVID-19 pandemic county block grant.
And for the public, this is one, there's been a lot of discussions. The public may not be as much as aware of it as the counties are. This is the $100,000 that the state has sent to every county for COVID response, and it's really been there's really been a lot of ambiguity about what this money's to be spent for. We just want to acknowledge that we did receive the check and the letter with the instructions. We're kind of holding tight until we get a better feel for how this money's supposed to be spent. So
It is being taken under advisement and waiting for other instruction. So, other correspondence?
Yes, we received a letter from Paw Paw Route 19 Public Service District.
I can go ahead and explain this one too. Just like we received a MUB, if you're a MUB customer, you received a
Yes.
letter that they were doing away, I was going to say terminating terminations, but they're suspending terminations during the COVID crisis, so they won't disconnect anybody. While Paw Paw sent the same letter, they noticed that they're suspending terminations and waiving of late payment fees. They're also letting us know that they asked the USDA, formal request to USDA, if they can pay their loans out of their reserve fund, and then they need the remainder of their money to keep creditors paid so they keep the water flowing. But they wanted to put us on notice, just like MUB did, that if and when there's certain emergency funding becomes available from state or federal resources, to make sure that we remember them. So it was just kind of, hey, we're here, don't forget about us.
Okay. Any other correspondence?
Yes. We received a letter from our Mountaineer Country CVB, just as a COVID-19 update from them.
Good.
And then we also received from the Secretary of State's office continuity of operations plan for the election and election day activities.
Very good. Thank you. Any other correspondence?
No,
Okay. Unfinished business, do we have any?
no, sir.
New business. First, to consider for approval the final order prepared by the County Commission regarding the denial of the application for annexation by the town of Granville.
Move for approval.
Second. Been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I oppose.
Okay.
Nay, or whatever.
Nay. Nay.
Next, to consider.
I would
Sure.
like the motion that we allow the minority opinion in this matter to be entered into the record.
Second.
Yeah. We have no.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. You may. Are you reading it or?
No, I've just entered it into.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. We will move on now to consider for approval requisition number 33 for the University Town Center EODD Special District Excise Tax Revenue Refunding and Improvement Bonds Series 2017 Administrative Expense Fund.
This is in the amount of $431.25, and it's to be paid to Unicap.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Lastly, in consideration to approve the revisions proposed by the Monongalia County Sheriff's Department to the tow policy.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there any other new business? I don't see any, but reports from elected officials. Carrie, do you have any report? Reports from county commissioners. Tom?
First, I want to do a shout out to Chase McClure, and that's all I will say. I will allow the president to continue, but I know he is watching and monitoring our program, and welcome to watching our program.
Good morning, Chase.
Good morning indeed.
And you will be taking notes. No. A couple things and good things. I think one of the things that has happened out of this pandemic is I've gone to more meetings than I ever thought we would ever attend. But you don't mind going to a meeting when you come up with a solution. Hopefully by this Friday, we will have a proposed move-out plan between May 1st and May 15th. And this is for individuals and residents whose contracts are up for the off-campus housing. The committee was made up of all three police departments, WVU, that's done an amazing job, Corey Ferris, the numerous landlords, and the health department. We have come up with a plan. We're finalizing it, and it'll go out. Now, this won't supersede anything that the landlord has with the plan with the residents, but this will help with the possibility of 5,000 to 7,000, we believe, residents coming in during this 2-week period to get their materials and then to leave. But we're very excited, and I think we'll be able to announce that. And why we're hoping to get that out by this weekend is because it starts next Friday. Let's see, I think I have one other one. I think that might be it. No, that is it. Thank you. I thought I had another one, and I didn't, yeah.
That's okay, if you remember, come back to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is been about another busy couple of days with all the meetings and stuff we have going on here at the commission. I do want to talk about our decision on the Granville annexation. I promise I won't spend too much time on it, but I want to implore the public to read both the majority and the minority's opinion, because I personally spent a lot of time on this, and quite honestly, I hadn't made up my mind until about 2 a.m. on April 8th. April 8th was the date that the commission met to deliberate and make a final decision on this order. I spent most of the prior 4 days consolidating all of my notes from the application process in 2 public meetings. I compiled it and laid it out, pros and cons, and thoroughly reviewed all the information. I rewatched the hearings, and I scoured the minutes and looked at it again and again to come up to what to me was an overwhelming conclusion. I tried to stick with only the facts. I paid attention to what was before me and what wasn't, and I went back to the statute over and over again for guidance and still came to the same conclusion. So obviously I'm disappointed that we're split on this, but this is only the 5th vote in 4.5 years that we are not unanimous out of literally thousands of votes. Today marks my 173rd Wednesday since I was sworn in as commissioner. So if we take 5 or 10 motions a meeting, you can do the math and figure out how many motions we actually are. This unanimity is not to suggest that we don't disagree from time to time. Believe me, we usually do, but we work it out in work sessions. There are rare times when we can't agree, such as this, and we do so civilly, state our opinions, and move on. And to me, this annexation ruling was one of those times. Why was this important to me? To me, it's a rare time to just show leadership, to think outside the box. We're always talking about how we can do things together and how we need more coordination of effort and collaboration. This request, though it had its issues, was one of those times where we give up a little bit of power for the greater good. Anyone that knows me knows I'm very interested in the concept of consolidation of resources and collaboration of effort, but there has to be mutual trust. And quite honestly, we've grown too comfortable in our own silos. Yeah, everyone says they're for collaborating and working together, but that's only if we're in control. And somehow we need to get over that, and I'm not going to stop trying. Also, as anyone knows me, that my wife is my confidant, my #1 critic, and my #1 supporter, and my #1 advisor. And honestly, Tom and Ed, she was like, why is this a big deal to you? And it was hard, because it's hard arguing with a lawyer, but she brings legal things into it, like as a true litigator, she says, what's the damages? Because when you're litigating, you're something, what's the damages? You've already told me that, Granville can come back and do this as a petition and it would have to be approved, so they're going to be fine, so what's the damages? And I said, but I couldn't really think of anything, and I said, I think one of the damages is people need to know, or one of the reasons I thought that I needed to formalize my opinions, because people needed to know that we do sit back and we do look at all these issues and we try to think of things from every different perspective. So the damage in me not doing anything would be that the public wouldn't have confidence that we put a lot of effort into this. So that's why it was important to me. And that was one of the rare times when I said, the public's damaged, because they won't know the deliberations behind the scenes. So that was one of the rare times I ever won an argument with her. So along that line,
Congratulations.
she was cleaning out. We were cleaning out a room in our house, and I can't remember where she found this, but she came across, it was the paper from the day after I won the election. And Ben, I wrote this article I did notice one mistake, though. It said Tuesday, November 8th, and I was like, how did they write this article before the election happened? And I looked on the back, it was Wednesday, November 9th, so there was a typo in your paper. But anyhow, one of the things that I said in that article is I couldn't have done this without my supporters from the beginning and the people who asked me to get into this right up to the end. It's all about a bunch of people who wanted a different voice for them in the county commission. I think that people are looking for something different. I think that people are looking for somebody who is looking out for them. And that's what you wrote, Ben. That was a quote from me. And I think that's what I'm doing. So it was prescient that this showed up right as I was working on my response. So enough of all that. I do want to point out that today is Administrative Professionals Day. This whole week has been Administrative Professionals Week. Renetta isn't with us today, but she's home watching. Renetta, I want to say hi to you. That Chase is who we're talking. Your son's watching with you. This entire week in April was celebrated as Administrative Professionals Week and dates its origins back to 1952. So perhaps the most widely known day of the week is Administrative Professionals Day, which is today. And it's celebrated on Wednesday of Administrative Professionals Week. The purpose is to help spread some office cheer by appreciating those who have multitasking maneuvers make your office run like a well-oiled machine. And on this special day of your special week, Renetta, Pauline, I wanted to take a few moments to recognize our staff. In our office, we are lucky to have our County Administrator, Renetta McClure, and County Secretary Grants Coordinator, Colleen Kuhn. Renetta is the glue that holds it all together, and believe me, it's not an easy balancing act between us three. We have very strong personalities, but somehow she manages to keep things moving. I look across the state and I haven't found an individual with the overall skill set that Renetta brings to the office each and every day and into each and every night. Colleen is the office Swiss Army knife who can adapt and pick up anything on the fly. She knows what we need even before we ask. She's like our own little office ninja. She's the perfect complement to Renetta, and she is always the absolute sunshine that lights our office. Our staff serves as peacekeeper, crowd control, animal control, nurse, counselor, tech support, spell checker, grammar cop, editor, public liaison, fashion expert, office temperature control monitors, cook, housekeeper, psychologist, compliance officer, contract specialist, disc jockey, teacher, scheduler, planner, file clerk, financial analyst, budget analyst, historian, insurance agent, paralegal, mail clerk, physical therapist, graphic artist, property manager, public relations specialist, procurement clerk, quality control, speechwriter, zoologist, and on and on and on. There's an old saying that goes something like this: accomplishing the impossible only means that your boss will add it to your regular duties. You girls accomplish the impossible on a regular basis, and we are extremely lucky to have your devoted service. Thank you. Thank you, Renetta.
I did.
You did remember something?
Remember, I apologize. I have it right here.
I don't think I can follow this anymore.
I know. So actually, it's a positive. As you know, I was elected to the Healthy Counties Initiative Advisory Board on the National Association of County Associations, and they called me to ask to be part of a national webinar program. And in the discussion about what kind of programs we were doing, we were able to talk about the program that was set up by the task force for the homelessness. And not only is it part of the report, but they're sending it to nationwide, because what has now happened is other areas are doing similar with Motel 6s, actually. But it was really nice that we were represented and asked to explain the program. So I did want to pass that on.
Thank you. You can imagine following up on these two reports. I will say something about when you first came on board, because my
Talk about me or him?
Really?
He was already here.
You inherited him.
Yes, yes.
I was already there.
But my first thought was, please, I hope he's going to be able to say a little bit more than what he did. He has proven to be a most beneficial and wonderful, articulate speaker. And I actually sometimes am jealous of the things that he puts together. His wit and his knowledge is really, really appreciated, as are his skills. The matter of fact, yesterday we had a meeting. I thought it was kind of funny because I didn't have an agenda in front of me. It was a short meeting, and for the first time, the man who always has everything up on his computer throws a piece of paper at me. I had no idea that he had a piece of paper. But we're soon to see the dogwoods blooming. I'm going to focus on everything that's positive. Today is the 50th Earth Day, and Monongalia County has been declared one of the nation's top areas for clean air. So I'm happy to say that. Tomorrow, there will be a live auction of the ham, bacon, eggs. I think it's just ham and bacon this year, not eggs. Don't, if I'm incorrect. But the live auction, go to Joe or Powell, and you can participate. You can participate now, however, if you want to go and pre-bid on this auction. These are the 4-H and FFA children's project that actually can't have a live auction this year. And the last thing I'd like to note is another positive. You know, since no one's driving, I don't think we've had any pothole complaints. Okay? I know I might be cursing us, but all of you still, be careful out there. Be kind, and let's have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.